YouTube, what is going on, guys? Hold on. YouTube, what is going on, guys? I had to do it twice. Technically, I should do it 4 times because we scored 4 goals into Red Star Belgrade's net. Anfield full of LFC supporters, not a Red Star supporter inside. How do you like it? Magnificent performance, proper, enjoyed the match, just fast pace, back to the old sort of style of Liverpool we saw last season. It's probably just a European thing, because I saw the same thing against PSG, the home games. I've seen that kind of temperament against Manchester City. I've seen it against Tottenham. I've seen it against Chelsea. Domineering, but that's because Chelsea are a good side. Man City are a good side. You got to give them some credit. But I saw that fast-paced, all-action FC type football being played once again. So I think the tactics were a little bit different. So let's fly across to the tactics screen, and obviously you can see the scoring big there. 4-0. Goals from Fabinho, Salah 2, Mane 1. But this, what you see on the screen now, was my predictive lineup from the preview video. If you haven't seen it, quickly fly back, watch that one. It wasn't the most exciting. I had to be quiet because it was nighttime. I meant to record it earlier in the morning. That's when I'm at my brightest and kind of most exciting. Alright, I've just finished watching Red Star, but if I start recording this any later than straight after the game, I'm gonna be just like, yeah, Red Star. I'm gonna be tired, I have a busy day, gotta work as well. So yeah, anyways, back to the subject. Right, so that was my predicted starting 11. I had Gomez staying at right back, I had Lovren, Van Dijk across the middle, Robertson left back, Wijnaldum, Henderson, and Milner across the middle. Obviously, Henderson had the calf strain. I didn't realise by the time I'd done the preview video, so I just left him in anyway. I figured that, you know, if Klopp has his starting first 11 available, they're gonna play. So I just kept with it. Milner also didn't figure. Obviously, Salah, Mane, and Firmino front three did all figure and did all play. My substitutes were Mignolet on the bench, Matip, Trent Alexander, Fabinho, Lallana, Shaqiri, and Sturridge. And on the injury list, obviously, poor old Ox is still there alongside Naby Keita. So let's switch to the actual starting lineups that we saw against Red Star Belgrade. I'll be right back, guys. So guys, what we saw from Red Star was a completely pretty much different side. I think there was about 5 or 6 changes out of the predicted 11. Granted, I stuck pretty much with the same 11 that featured against Paris Saint-Germain in France. Obviously, as I mentioned in my preview about the whole match fixing allegations, was a little bit shady, because tonight I did pull it in my accumulator. I did say to you guys in the preview, Napoli ain't no mugs. They're gonna go over there and they're gonna do a little something. And you know what? They pulled off the 2-2 draw. You know, they was leading twice. Di Maria got the equaliser. It was really lucky actually, PSG, but you know, gives us confidence. You know, we can go over there, do a thing with PSG. We're good. We're top of the league now because of that draw. We are in control. So yeah, back to Red Star and their starting lineup. We saw Borjan in goal. We also saw Ben Nabuhane was right wing. A new guy came into the middle for Kalsic, Abisilio. Cernic came in at left midfield for Simic, was in left midfield. Burkai came on up top on his own for Red Star. In defence, we saw Dejanek and Babic. My prediction, we had Dejanek and Savic. Savic was nowhere to be seen. At left back, we had Rodic, Gobeljic played left back, and obviously right back was Stojkovic. That one was correct. So their team had good 5-6 changes. As for Liverpool, let's talk about who was left out the squad and the injuries that we had. So first of all, let's bring up the injury icon list. And we're going to go with Jordan Henderson, who was on the injury list. Naby Keita was there. And the obvious one is Oxlade-Chamberlain. They were the 3 that pretty much missed out. The substitute bench was as follows. We had Lovren on the bench. We had Simon Mignolet. We had James Milner. We had Alberto Moreno. We had Daniel Sturridge, Adam Lallana. And for the time being, let's say Joel Matip is Origi. I don't have an Origi card made up because he never ever really plays. I will do one, but when I can be bothered. I just had to put the main players that's in and around the squad. I suppose I could make him and just leave him on the injury list. because he never really gets to play. But yeah, so that was the substitute bench, and probably you guys already know the starting lineup or can work it out, and it is as follows. We had Alisson in goal, we had Trent at right back, we had Joe Gomez and Van Dijk in the middle, we had Robertson left back, Gini Wijnaldum and Fabinho holding, with Fabinho playing slightly more forward, swapping on occasions with Gini. Then in front we had Firmino, Shaqiri, Mane and Salah. It was more of a 4-2-3-1 formation, or even a 4-2-1-3, or even a 4-3-3. It was really interchangeable and swapping positions on a variety of occasions. It was so refreshing to see front four plus the two holding getting forward, and when Wijnaldum went, Fabinho drops in. When Fabinho went, you know, Wijnaldum dropped in. So we could do that because, you know, we had Red Star on the back foot pretty much the full 90 minutes. You know, it took us around 15-20 to get into our groove, but once we was in our groove, these boys were taking the piss, like seriously. So it was really refreshing to see. And one thing that I did see, and I will just point it out on the tactics board, is I kept seeing Shaqiri dropping into this position here next to Firmino. And what would happen is Salah moved out, Firmino went in, and Shaqiri kind of just slotted in here. It was kind of the one of the goals or the assist for Salah, where he played the ball through. Was it Salah or Firmino? I can't exactly remember. And that was happening a lot in the game. So it's like we was reverting from a 4-2-3-1 to a flat 4-3-3. And then we had the usual suspects, Salah, Firmino and Mane up top all together, as per usual, as we like to see. That same three that brings us that chaotic excitement from last season. It was back today, guys. It was back. And we all loved every second of it. So that was one thing I really did notice happening. And then obviously it would then revert back to the formation that we pretty much started with. I felt like Salah was up top, not on his own. He did have his support around him. There was a lot of link play under the box and in midfield and 1-2s. It was really, really refreshing. But definitely Salah was pretty much that centre kind of hitman or link man or front man, whatever you want to bloody call it. He was giving the centre backs a lot of problems because they didn't know whether it was to stick or hold or stick. His movement was great. He was drifting out right, so he wasn't so much on Mane's side. Salah favours the right side naturally anyway. But if he went out, Shaqiri would tuck in, so it was actually perfect for the both of them to interlink. And that's kind of the formation that I noticed as I was watching the game. You know, Robertson was just taking liberties down there. Trent found his bloody crossing. Finally, he put in some nice balls like down that right side. It was really, 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 really positive stuff. I know, you know, Red Star aren't anything special and they've got no fans in the stadium. But, you know, they drew in Napoli, I believe it was, or at home. They're not an awful side. I think we just came to win. We knew that we needed the points, and the points we took. There was no red cards. Nobody was sent up from either side. There was no injuries as far as I know. As far as I can see, everything is sweet and dandy. As for Klopp's substitution, we saw Shaqiri depart on 68 minutes, and he was replaced by Adam Lallana. Sadio Mane then shuffled to the right and Adam Lallana played on the left. Salah also came off. Daniel Sturridge also came on like for like in Salah's place, straight up top, leading the line. And lastly, which was a little bit of a surprise substitution, Robertson departed and on came Alberto Moreno for the last 12-13 minutes or so. It was refreshing to see him. How he made the Champions League squad over, say, Klein, who can fill in at left back if needed, I don't really know. But that was Klopp's subs. 2 penalties, one that Salah took and one that Mane took. Mohamed Salah also scored from the penalty spot from the Mane foul, where the defender came in at chin level with his forearm on Mane. Mane went down and obviously the penalty was given. Mane's was a good strike, but the keeper managed to get a hand to it and keep it out. Sadio Mane should have got the rebound. He didn't get the rebound and he sort of toe poked it, scuffed it wide or past the post. I don't know if it was really a penalty initially, so maybe it was kind of the karma that, you know, he missed. But, you know, it was given. It is what it is. So we scored one, we missed one. The penalty decisions may have been a little bit harsh. So man of the match, I had man of the match down as Gini Wijnaldum, as you know. A good effort, he had a solid game. I'm still happy with my prediction for him to be my man of the match. Let's quickly run through the rest of the 11 and give them their ratings for this fixture. Alisson, clean sheet, didn't have much to do. I'm going to give him a 10. He's got to get a 10. Gomez, Van Dijk, solid. None of them really stood out. They just did a solid job and is what it is. I'm going to give them both 9s. They were excellent. Trent Alexander, he just goes up a level. He was really good today. And no one in behind from what I can remember. Solid. This crossing was back on for me. He put some nice balls in today. So I'm going to give him a nice 8. Robertson was also solid. I'm going to give him an 8 as well. Wijnaldum, I'll give him a straight 8. Fernandinho, how dare me? No. Fabulous Fabinho, I'm going to give him an 8. He really bossed it today. Like, he can play in that deeper role, but when he gets into the final third or just in front of the final third, he's got the quick feet and awareness to kind of find a player in a short period of time before he's tackled or someone challenges him. Something that I feel like Henderson doesn't possess. Henderson is strictly his half of the pitch type player, needs a bit more time, doesn't think as quick and as fluently as Fabinho does. But as I said in many of my other videos, Fabinho wasn't bought to replace Henderson. He was bought with the ability of being able to play further forward. And this is what everyone hasn't realised. He is a Keita in a different format. He's a Milner in a different format. He's a Wijnaldum in a different format. All of Klopp's players, and how many times do I have to tell you this, all are of a similar ilk. They all work hard. They're all physical. They all can intercept. They all can press. And they're all energetic. The only one, even Henderson is the same to an example, but he's the only real general defensive minded sitter. And at times, even then, you have seen Jordan Henderson burst forward. So Fabinho was magnificent today. Maybe it's a European thing, and you know, the Premier League is just far more quicker for him, and he's still slowly adjusting. So maybe he'll get some game time against Cardiff. I hope he does. He would have been happy with that performance. I think he'll be on it for Cardiff. He'll be amped up from this performance. So fabulous Fabinho. For me, just coming in, I'm going to give him a 9. I thought he was really good. It's probably a bit kind. I'm in a good mood. We won, guys. Firmino, just ahead of them guys, was also fantastic. His goal, he nearly got second with a great shot outside the box. Fruity Firmino gets solid 8 for me. I'm not going to do the substitute. Actually, I will do the substitutions. Moreno, for the time he was on, I'm going to give him a standard 5. Sturridge a 5 also. Lallana a 5 also. Sadio Mane, I thought he was good today. He was well in the game. He looked really fast. He was dropping off, laying the ball, not losing the ball so much. I'm going to give him a nice solid 8 as well. Simon Mignolet, Dejan Lovren didn't get on the pitch. Robertson, going to give him a solid 8 as well. Shaqiri was fantastic. He got 2 assists. I'm going to give him a 9. James Milner didn't see any game time today. Origi wasn't going to see any game time today. And Salah got his 2 goals. I think I'm going to give Salah an 8. I think he had a few more opportunities. Probably should have bagged 3 or 4 goals, I can't lie. But again, there's all the opportunities. We scored 4 and we missed about, I don't know, 5 or 6. So, you know, normal service resumed. As you know, guys, score 4, miss 10. Yeah. Scoring 4 and missing so much, that's how you know the boys are back. The boys are back. Hopefully we can continue this into the Cardiff game now. But you know what, if we don't and it's kind of the same scrape past Cardiff, I can definitely say it's got to be tactical from Klopp. He's just trying to not kill us, like wear us out throughout the season, and we're just pacing it slowly, getting the points. But I feel like against Arsenal, we're going to see this kind of team. Unluckily for them, they've witnessed this drumming of Red Star Belgrade. So those are my player match ratings, guys. Good match, we got the 3 points. So on that note, guys, I think I've said what I've came to say. It's a wrap. I've been Red Mist at LFC Ninja. Follow me on Twitter, and we'll see you Gain versus Cardiff. Let's do this, people.